viewers, welcome once again to another edition of our literary program. Today, of course, we are in a very delightful and a very historic premises. Yes, this place where we are seated, I'm seated along with my guest, is Brookside, a very historical place indeed, those of you who are aware of Rabindranath Tagore and the amount of writings he has done, especially from this house itself. He lived in this house for 3 months around 1919 and he composed so many poems and so many of his other works. So this is a historic place and I am with a very, very well-known personality. Many of you have seen him in several cultural programs that he keeps on doing in and around Shillong, keeping the culture of this place alive. He is none other than Munish Singh. He is the Zonal Director of the Indian Council of Cultural Relations Northeast, and this is under the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. Hello there,
hello.
Munish ji. A very warm welcome to you to Doordarshan Shillong and to this program.
Thank you so much, Mosumi ji.
You know, I was going through your your little bit of your bio, and I understand that you are just not the Zonal Director. You are so much more. You are into writing, yes. You are into music,
yes.
You are a cultural critique also, as you call yourself. You have done some kind of a training from a Film and Television Institute of India. You write quite a lot, you have written novels, etc. So it's such a pleasure for all of us, to have you in this program today.
Thank you.
That finally we could be able to speak with you and indulge us in some kind of exchange in culture, in your writings, and in so much more. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me in your show.
How does it feel, Munish ji, that we are in your office? As I said in the beginning, this is a historic house where Tagore himself probably sat here where you are sitting and may have looked outside these windows and composed some of his works. How does it feel to be here? I mean, does it give you goosebumps sometimes?
Yes, it's I believe a blessing for me to be here in Brookside. Before when we were about to start the office here, I was not aware about Tagore's presence in this house, and then I was a bit upset because the house was too old and it was not properly maintained. But later on, when we fixed it and then when we carry on and the legacy of Tagore, then it gives me immense pleasure to be a part of this house.
Right.
And then I believe ICCR itself has grown up to another level because of having its office in this Brookside cottage, I would say.
Absolutely, and as I said, talking of Tagore, and there were so many greats who had visited Shillong. In fact, they made this place their home. Swami Vivekananda is one of them. Netaji had visited, right? And of course, the great Rabindranath Tagore, the poet laureate who has written so much. Some of his works, in fact, were also written here itself. And incidentally, you are the zonal director. As I said, many of the viewers have, I'm sure, seen you making speeches, bringing cultural troops and enlivening the culture of this place. But I think so many people also don't know that you are a writer. How did writing come into your life?
It came from the very beginning, Mosumi ji. In fact, I must thank Doordarshan for this because I started my writing in short stories, and then these short stories used to be in the teleplays. That's how I started writing my script in Doordarshan Kendra Imphal, like that. It's a long time back. So that's how writing was always in my blood, you can say. And then in my family also, my uncle was good drama theater writer. So like that, maybe it came from that, I would say.
And you also are actually from an illustrious family background, because your father is also into writing?
My father is not into writing, but my father is a very renowned folk singer in Manipur, and my mom was among the Manipuri classical dance guru. She was famous for playing the role of Radha. So I was born and brought up in a family, artist family, you know,
artistic
from the very
Yeah, so you must
schooling was already done, you know, with my parents, I would say.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And of course, those of our viewers who are watching this program, let me also enlighten you that Munish ji is also a trained classical, Indian classical singer, as well as folk artist also. You are into folklore and folk artist
Yes.
as well. So that bit we will explore about that, you know, towards the end. You know, it was so exciting for me to really understand that you are also a trained classical singer yourself. So apart from writing, it's been singing also. So that bit, I think, definitely was part from your, you know, legacy part, passed from your father, I suppose.
Yes, yes, yes. You know, being, as I said, brought up in a family of an artist, you know, both my, you know, father and mother. All the instruments, most of the instruments, and then, you know, everything was around us. So, and then to learn music or classical music was not something special for us. It was like a mandatory thing, you know, like our father would encourage us from very young age to learn how to you know, sing and how to, you know, do all the musical and all kind of you know.
You play any instrument also?
Yes, because see, my area of interest is like I'm a music composer.
Right,
Basically,
yes.
I compose music, and my focus is more onto the different folk instruments of Northeast India. Like in the Khasi Hills, we have the Duitara, we have the Tangmuri, like that, no? So, and then in Manipur we have Pena, and in Nagaland we have Tati. So, this kind of indigenous instruments, I used to gather them and do some composition. No? That is my genre of work as of now, you know.
And that indeed you have reflected it in some of your works also, because you have written novels and you have written some other researched historical work also. Of course, basically I think you write in the Manipuri language.
Yes, I basically write in Manipuri language, but however, most of my work are now being translated into English, like that, no? So it will be.
And amongst some of your writings, what I understand is that there is one trilogy that you have written called A Novel, and then it has other parts of it. Tell us about this this novel that is in 3 parts.
So I trilogy, actually it's like I means me. You know? So I explains about the culture and you know, the imbibed culture of the Manipur lifestyle, the way of life, the people. There are many things that people beyond Manipur don't know, how we live or how we, you know, come to our rituals and other things. So my 3 you know, novel is all about you know, there's a story going on, it's a love story or any other kind of story that keeps on going, but then side by side, when one goes through the entire 3 novel, they will come to know about the entire lifestyle of Manipur. So that is my effort, mainly into culture, you know, like that.
So you have infused a lot of culture also. And talking about culture, Munish ji, you will agree with me that the Northeast is an abundance of culture.
Yes.
Vibrant, colorful, versatile. I mean, I can go on and on using more adjectives. But yes, the Northeast is so blessed, not only in its flora and fauna, but also in its culture.
Yes.
Right? Any quick word on it? Because, you know, you have time and again tried to take the culture of the Northeast, showcased it outside as well, you know, because the people have such maybe not a very right you know, opinion or idea about this place, how rich our culture is, and you have tried to showcase it outside.
Yes, yes. See, we have almost 200 plus tribes in Northeast India, and each of the tribe has their own unique culture. That's the beauty of it.
Right.
So in order to explore it, you will be like, we will see that they have got their own tunes, they have got their own folk song, they have their own costumes, food habit, like that. So it's really a wonderful thing for artists like us to explore those things and let people around the world know about the rich and the diverse culture of Northeast India.
Absolutely.
So I have been working on a particular project called Wisdom Talk Around the Hearth, like that. So alho ke paas paramparik gyan ki baatchit, like that. So because a herd is acquainted to every tribes in Northeast. So around a herd, if you gather and talk about the community, then it really gives you a lot of feedback from the particular tribe. So that's how we try to know about the music, the culture, the rituals, everything. So still we are yet to complete the entire 200 tribes. You see. So every tribe, as I said, should be given importance in terms of their unique identity and the culture, I believe.
Absolutely. Now I can see some of your works here. I mean, of course, as you say, you also have written dramas, you've written plays. You're so versatile. Truly, you are. I mean, so can I make you read any portion from one of the section of your trilogy?
Okay.
And if you could also give us a translation of what you're reading.
I'll read the last portion from my first novel, Ai Chalukhige. So Ai Chalukhige, in our culture, we don't say I'll go. We say I will go and come back. So Chalukhige word itself has like going and coming back also. So now I will just read the last portion of this book. Parina amuksu mi amana inarak poining duna leithorei. Naihak leitana mi ama lei haibagi saum ama parida piridu mi oiramdre lam khunu ama oiramle khunu adu parina yenglaga lei mahak paikhide sambal matolda adum tongduna parida yengduna lei parina khongthang khara amuk thangduna chatli lam khunu dusu parigi matungda adum inarai parina amuk leithoglaga lam khunududa yenglaga mitluda kham ngamdraba pirang sintharaga hai ai chalukhige. So this lines that I have just read out in Manipuri, it's like the hero Pari is an army officer posted in Kashmir, and his wife passed away in hometown, so he came, and then after doing all the rituals, like that, and he was going back early morning one day to join his posting place. So he was, since it's a village, he has to walk and then catch a bus, like that. So while he was walking, he felt like someone is following him, but then for some time he could not guess who is it, but after some time he come to know that it's a wild pigeon, we call it langkhunu, Wild pigeon is a grey color, bit small in size. So in our Manipuri, we believe that when a person dies, they become langkhunu, like that. So that langkhunu was not flying off also when he turned and looked at that langkhunu, and it was following him. So he walked a bit ahead more, but still it was following him. Then he realized that it might be his late wife. So he turned into that bird, looked for a while, and he tears comes out from his eyes, and then he just said, Aicha Lukige, means let me go and come back, like that. So this is the last line of my
very touching
novel. Yeah,
very touching. So this first part ends in a kind of a tragedy. What is the second part all about?
This Pari is the connecting point of the entire trilogy, the character Pari, the hero, the protagonist. So Ai Wari Lige again is entirely different world of it doesn't connect in story wise with the the second novel, like this Ai Wari Lege or Ai Hingli, the third one. So in Ai Wari Lege, it is more about the drug abuse in Manipur. In the 80s, the entire one generation all swiped away with drug addict. Very talented footballer, artists, but they are all addicted to drugs, and they all passed away. Today the entire generation. So that I have seen, you know,
Okay.
in my colony, that, you know, some who were a bit elder to me, they were all, you know, passed away with this, you know, syringes, you know,
Yes,
drug
yes.
syringes,
Mhm.
and like that, you know. So this story is more about drug addict,
Okay.
and how the protagonist called Nongpok, you know, got into this drug trial, and then, you know, ultimately he passed away, leaving his one daughter, no, like
Behind.
that. So
Okay.
that is the story.
Okay.
But
And the final part of it?
final part is Ai Hingli.
Okay.
Ai Hingli is like, I'm still alive,
Oh,
you know. So it's about you know, the girl, as I said, the second part, the second Ai Warilige, in that there is a Nongpok, he left his daughter, no. This daughter grows up, no, and become one of the, you know, a talented girl, and then he goes out of Manipur to study, because if you see in today's world, many of our youngsters from Northeast India go in other places like mainland India, like Delhi, Bangalore, Pune, like that, for their higher studies.
Yeah.
But they face certain racial discriminations, you know, and they have their hardship, because look wise we are not similar, food wise we are not similar. So this cultural shock, you know, it really affects them. So it's about this particular girl, you know, that Chingalei is the name. She was actually an aspiring astronaut,
Okay.
and then she was giving training and wanting to give an interview for NASA, you know, that in America. So but then while staying in Delhi, you know, you cannot stay in posh area also with the economically downtrodden society. We have to choose some place where it's like outskirt of
Affordable.
Delhi, like that. So she was raped and thrown on the street one night when she went to buy some vegetables or something like that, you know. So after that, her life, whether she has to fight back or whether she have to succumb to her own this you know, tragedy that happened. So that is the story about it. But she fought back.
Okay.
She became a astronaut. One day she was on the space, you know, and then there was a you know, communication gap between the station and the space. So they were asking, is there anyone there? Is there anyone there? Like that, no? So the girl Chingale answered as an astronaut from the space that, yeah, you know, it's me, Chingale, and I'm alive. So in the last novel also, Ai Hingli means I'm alive. So he said, I'm alive, like that.
Are you a very thinking person? From where does all this inspiration come from? That you are, you know, so many ideas and so many characters that you have mentioned in your novels. So do you think a lot? Are certain things worrying you? Where does your inspiration stems from?
It comes from life, Mosmiji, because I don't try to push myself into anything and try to know anything, like nothing like that.
Because your own experiences.
Yeah, because stories, writing stories is something that I do relaxingly at night, you know, when I write. So what experiences that I faced?
Right.
Like for example, in Delhi, in our time when I was a student, you know, we find a lot of racial discrimination and we face a lot of issues. You know, I was in the student union, then girls were being harassed here and there, molested and like that. So those things, you know, in my mind, it helps me in, you know, forming a story, and it comes out, you know, like that, just like that, with my experiences, I could say.
Yeah. I see another very thick book also. That also is a research work.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. Briefly, if you can just narrate to us a little
Yeah,
bit
this book is called, you know, Arunba Kujin Tarang. You know, in English it is like, you know, a conspiracy theory. You know, so this book is actually about Manipuri Meitei prince, no, who outwit a British officer, you know, called James Wallace Quinton. He was the commissioner then in the Assam, no, of the British administration.
And the Quinton Road that we have here.
Quinton Road that we have in PB.
Right.
And in memory of Quinton and his friends, there's a memorial stone also in All Saints Church also, because 5 of the British officers were beheaded, you know, and defeated in the first war in 1891 in Manipur, no, because Mr. Quinton thought that, you know, it's a small kingdom and this prince, uneducated, he can easily capture him and do whatever he wants. So because of his arrogancy, you know, that this prince outwit him in that. So it's more about a mind game between
so
a crown
there
prince.
must have gone a lot of research also into
Yes,
this,
yes.
right?
I have done around 3.5 years of research.
Oh, wow.
Each and every chapter is mentioned with the day, date, and you know, entire details. No, so because it's a historical book, so I have to be very careful. So it's more of a docu drama.
Okay.
Although it's historically written, I wrote it in a drama play form, so that it could be staged as a drama. So it did, like in the International Rang Mahotsav Festival organized by National School of Drama. There, a friend of mine, Thalin Leima, a lady director, she actually dramatized it.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. You know, what I see is that you are also, you know, chairperson and a president of several, you know, Sahitya Parishad, especially Manipuri Sahitya Parishad here in Meghalaya, also the Thoibi Manipuri Dance and Cultural Research Institute, etc. So for you, culture is very close to your heart. However, as we are almost coming towards the end, how do you think the younger generation of today can keep the culture alive? Because you know, so much of cross-cultural amalgamation is happening with, you know, with remixes, etc. Do you think that the pristine culture of the Northeast especially should be held very closely and fondly by the youth, because they are the future of any tribe or any people?
Definitely, that's what I'm propagating, Mosumiji, that today's youngster, see, to know and to have, you know, the culture around the world is fine. If you have a Korean K-pop, or if you are into the European, you know, music and Western music, fine. You know, that is also a taste which one should know. But having knowledge of all those things, the first thing I should suggest the youngsters is to know their identity, their own culture. You know, a Khasi should also know their own rich music culture, like the tune and the melodious tune of Dutara. He should enjoy that also, you know, apart from enjoying the Western music, you know, as I said. So to know our own, you know, culture is very, very important, because that is what you have with you when you come out from your area and go. Then what is you? What is your culture?
That's your identity.
Yeah, that identity is there. So this lack of knowing their own identity needs to be corrected. So we need to propagate more on our indigenous culture, indigenous music, indigenous dance, like that.
Absolutely, and I'm sure that you are doing a wonderful, wonderful in this aspect at least, because you know, we keep visiting so many of your programs that you time and again organize. You bring artists also, because knowing one culture is good, but knowing other culture is also equally important.
Definitely, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, you also have great musical taste. You, as I said in the beginning, you are a trained Indian classical musician. I mean, you are into music. How did again music come into your life? I mean,
as I said in the beginning, you know, learning music
was
and
part
then
of your
part of our family
legacy.
culture.
Right.
With my father being
but Indian classical music, how did you develop taste for Indian classical music?
That's what, because if we see the singing style, you know, today, like classical and the folk, they go hand in hand, like that. So when you learn classical, it's like, you know, you are doing a proper schooling. That's what my father used to say. So he was the one who guided me to learn classical and to do the Bisarad, the Nipun, like that.
Okay,
so that's how it came into interest. And to know the music, it helps you in further enhancing it in terms of composition and other thing, because if you have a knowledge of classical music, you will understand the music of folk more better, like that.
Yes, because you have also collaborated with several international musicians also, you know, curated also some some of the programs, etc. However, we could go on and on, because what I understand is that you have so much of knowledge, and it is so wonderful to be able to speak to you. We could have delved so much more into it, but perhaps there is another time when it will be. But for now, as we are almost winding up this wonderful conversation that we had, we would like to end it on a musical note, Munish ji. So can you sing for all of our viewers? Because I don't know if they've heard you sing really, but can you sing for us, give us a taste of your understanding of music as well?
Okay, I will sing a few lines, a song on of Tagore, because you are in Brookside Cottage, a place where Gurudev has stayed.
Absolutely.
So it goes like this. This is one of my favorite. Ami chini go chini tomare ogo bidesini tumi thako sindhu pare ogo bidesini ogo bidesini ami chini go chini tomare ogo bidesini আমি আকাশে পাতিয়া কান শুনেছি শুনেছি তোমারে গান আমি তোমাকে সপেছি প্রাণ ওগো বিদেশিনী ভুবন ভ্রমিয়া শেষে আমি এসেছি নতুন দেশে আমি অতিথি তোমারে দ্বারে ওগো বিদেশিনী ওগো বিদেশিনী আমি চিনি গো চিনি তোমারে ওগো বিদেশিনী। Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
This is a very, very popular Tagore song indeed. So wonderful. I congratulate you for having the melody also.
Thank you,
Besides
Mosumi ji.
all the good deeds that you're doing, may you continue to do all of that.
Thank
may
you,
you
Mosumi
continue
ji.
to write, bring out more novels, enlighten the world about the culture of the Northeast. I wish you tons of good luck. Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you,
Doordarshan.
Mosumi ji. Thank you so much to all.
Well, dear viewers, that was one interesting literary program, wasn't it? Yes, we were just in conversation with the Zonal Director of ICCR, and he is none other than Shri N. Munish Singh. I hope you've enjoyed this conversation, and I certainly did. Well, until next time, when we bring for you another such personality, from the two of us here and from the entire team on the background, it is wishing you goodbye.